Well, there's some breaking news tonight about that other political leadership contest, this time in the UK Independence Party. We return now to Michael Crick. Michael, what can you tell us?
Well, Channel 4 News learnt this afternoon, and it's been confirmed by the Gambling Commission, that they're carrying out an investigation into unusual betting patterns surrounding the UKIP leadership contest. And indeed, they've asked UKIP to carry out their own internal investigation as well. The Gambling Commission aren't saying much more about it, but I understand they also yesterday issued a warning to bookmakers about unusual betting patterns surrounding UKIP. This is very unusual, even across the gambling as a whole, let alone when it comes to political betting. Now, one allegation I've heard is that a senior individual in UKIP may have placed a large bet on Diane James sometime perhaps over the weekend. Now, what happened yesterday, you'll recall, is that Stephen Wolfe, who was the front runner, was blocked by the UKIP NEC, and Diane James immediately then became the favourite for the job. Indeed, her odds changed from 8 to 1, I think, on Paddy Power to 3 to 1 on. So if you put a bet on over the weekend, you'll be a very happy individual indeed.
We'll come back to you in a minute, Michael, but a little earlier I spoke to one of UKIP's biggest financial backers, Arron. I asked him why his favoured candidate for the leadership race, Stephen Wolfe, had not made it onto the ballot paper.
I think at the heart of it there's a small clique of people within UKIP, within this NEC, that are basically making the rules up as they go along. It's pretty disgraceful.
Well, you've accused Neil Hamilton and Douglas Carswell of a coup to get Stephen Wolfe off the ballot paper. On this programme last night, Neil Hamilton, who's the UKIP leader in the Welsh Assembly, as you know, said that there was an uncivil war by a small number of people who had disappointed their favoured candidate, couldn't organise himself to get his nomination papers in on time. He's got a point, hasn't he?
Well, I think from Neil Hamilton's point of view, I think they are the small clique of people calling the shots, along with Douglas Carswell and a number of other people. As I said to you, they changed the rules to say you had to be a member 5 years, and it was 2 years. Then they tried to exclude Stephen Wolfe on a technicality. I really think it's down to the membership of UKIP to decide the candidate they want, not a very small group of people.
So if Diane James becomes leader, would you still be prepared to give money to UKIP?
Well, I don't know what I'll do in the future. I mean, I was the largest individual donor to Brexit. I've given quite a lot of money to that cause. We won. I would love to see UKIP go ahead and do well. And I'd certainly consider it. Diane James is an excellent candidate.
But if not Diane James, would you like to see Nigel Farage back at the helm?
No, I think Nigel needs a rest. I mean, it's been his life work to achieve Brexit, and I think he's done brilliantly. And I think he cares about the party. I certainly think in terms of the constitutional reform, he's been pretty clear that changes need to happen. You know, for a lot of the time he was party leader, the same people on the NEC really were pretty unpleasant to him. And so...
But you can have a rest and then return to the fray. You're not ruling that out.
Well, you have to ask him. I'm not Nigel Farage. We're not married.
Yeah, I'm asking what you'd like, though, as a friend of his.
I certainly hope Nigel stays involved in politics, but I think I don't see it as party leader. I think it in a different role, probably.
After the referendum, you said that reports of hate crimes inspired by the kind of rhetoric of the referendum were, quote, media hysteria and a whole load of rubbish. Actually, the official figures then proved that hate crime had risen considerably since the referendum. Would you like to apologise for those comments?
No, I certainly wouldn't. I'd like you to clarify what you mean. I mean, is it reported hate crime? Is it actual hate crime? And the numbers from what to what? I mean, they were relatively small numbers, and I'm not saying... I mean,
well, no, actually, just to give you some info on that, the official figures from police forces across England and Wales showed an increase in the first 2 weeks of July compared to the first 2 weeks of July last year, an increase of 20%. Something over 3,000 offences in those 2 weeks. Those are big numbers, and they're real numbers, aren't they?
No, but, you know, the thing about it is you say they're real. If the media starts to talk about it, then the numbers go up, and that's the fact of the matter. I think it's wrong whenever it happens, whether before Brexit or after. It plays no part in our national life. But by the same token, we have to realise that the 52% of people that voted for Brexit weren't racist, they were interested in other things.
No, I'm not saying the 52% who voted for Brexit were racist. I'm not saying that at all. But I am saying that the hate crimes were not media hysteria, as you said.
No, I'm saying if you give prominent publicity to it, it probably encourages the sort of people that are inclined to do it anyway.